develop tools to teach you how to invest in stocks properly. Not only when to buy stocks, but how to sell stocks short.
85% of people in the market lose money. Get out of that group by just joining Phil's gang.
Now you can learn to invest like a pro with a pro, Phil Grande. Take advantage of this special offer for a free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Try it. 10 days free.
That's philsgang.com.
philsgang.com. Biden won't step into that strike on the...
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing is to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. What does it take to be a successful investor in the stock market? Developing your skills and learning from an expert like Phil Grande and philsgang.com.
It doesn't have to be hard or complicated to learn how to invest in stocks properly. It's like anything else. You're going to golf, or you're going to learn how to play tennis, ski. You need to be with someone. Learn off of them, one-on-one. Now, that can be really expensive, cost thousands of dollars. But I have a program that you can join for 10 days free.
Go to philsgang.com and sign up for a free 10-day trial. Phil Grande has developed tools to teach you how to invest in stocks properly. Not only when to buy stocks, but how to sell stocks short.
85% of people in the market lose money. Get out of that group by just joining Phil's gang.
Now you can learn to invest like a pro with a pro, Phil Grande. Take advantage of this special offer for a free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Try it. 10 days free.
That's philsgang.com.
philsgang.com. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
If you invest in the stock market, take a moment for this important advice.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You've got to stop listening to the fake business news networks because they tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear.
Phil Grande guides you step by step on investing.
You're going to know exactly what the tone of the market is. Do I sell? Do I not sell? Do I buy?
All you need to know is philsgang.com.
Check it out. philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grande.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth. You get clarity. And you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
So if you're having millions of people come into the labor force then, and you're creating 100,000 jobs, you're going to see unemployment go up. So it really depends on what's the trend underlying the volatility of people coming into the country. We understand there's been quite an influx across the borders, and that has actually been one of the things that's allowed unemployment rate to rise. Today, the Federal Open Market Committee decided to reduce the degree of policy restraint by lowering our policy interest rate by a 0.5 percentage point. This decision reflects our growing confidence that with an appropriate recalibration of our policy stance, strength in the labor market can be maintained in a context of moderate growth and inflation moving sustainably down to 2%.
What the hell does that mean? Isn't that amazing? First of all, the labor market is horrible, number one. Two, to cut rates by a 0.5 point is nuts. The last time we saw a rate cut by a 0.5 point is in March of 2020 when we had a crisis, COVID. You don't cut rates by 50 basis points unless there's a crisis. So he's basically telling us we're in a crisis, which we all know. But that's not what he's saying. He's trying to get it both ways. So why did they cut it 50 basis points? Because remember what rate cuts are associated with? Recessions. And we are in a recession. This is nuts. It really is. So what they're... The reason that they cut the rates, the one reason is political. Is purely political, because they want to get a rally going. They want to make sure that this rally will get going, go right up into the election day. Because here's what they bank on. They bank on the people don't understand that they look to the stock market as guidance as to how the economy is doing. When the stock market's going up, everyone thinks the economy's doing well. Well, remember, this has been going on for years. The fake business news networks, Wall Street, have been taking parking space in our heads that the stock market is the economy. So if the stock market's doing really well, then you should go out and buy stuff. And it's just not true. The stock market doesn't tell us anything about the economy. And the problem is, what people don't realize is the labor market that tells us what's going on. And the labor market is horrible. So when they cut rates, they said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these rate cuts, and then people are going to think the economy's doing really well. And they'll go out there and start buying. They'll start voting for Harris, okay, because, gee, things are good and we don't want to change this. And again, remember, by cutting rates a half a point, cutting rates at all creates inflation. We all know that. When you cut rates, the dollar goes down, you get a weak dollar, and oil prices go up, and oil's another thing we make, and so inflation goes up. So they're going to cut rates, and they also cut the rates to make people feel, oh, gee, I can go refinance my car, I can refinance my house. Gee, I feel good. This is good now. So I think I'm going to vote for Harris. I don't want to disturb that. But wait a minute. This is not true. There's only going to be a small window of opportunity to refinance. That's it, small opportunity. So as the market rallies based on this rate cut, people are going to start going to their bank, try to refinance, and they're going to find out they can't. Why? Because one of the biggest reasons why they cut rates by 50%, other than to create a rally, 50 points to create a what we'll call a Harris rally, one of the other reasons why they cut is because, remember, Biden and Harris every month are spending $250 billion, adding to our debt, $250 billion we do not have. So what they've been doing is having auctions, selling treasuries, trying to borrow money from China and Japan at auctions. Here, buy our bonds, give us money. But Japan and China is saying, screw you. You people are nuts. You're broke? Okay, tell you what we'll do. We'll loan you, but we want big rates. Well, that's panicked everybody. So one of the reasons why they cut rates, so the Fed said, here's what we'll do. We'll cut our rates. And that way you, the government, you'll have access to cheap money, short-term cheap money. And that's one of the reasons for this rate cut. And the problem is, as I said, well, and that's why there's going to be a very small window of opportunity for anyone to go to the bank and refinance anything, because you're going to be standing in line to refinance your car or whatever, and all of a sudden a big bully is going to come and stand right in front of you. It's going to be a big fat guy called government, a big bully. He's going to cut you in line, get in front of you, and then he's going to borrow. He's going to crowd you out, and he's going to borrow all the money this bank has, Mr. Government. And then when you get up to the window, the teller's going to say, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have rates anymore at this low. We had to move them up because the government, they borrowed most of the money we had, so we had to raise rates so that, because we don't have that much money left. So this idea that by cutting rates by 50 basis points is going to help Main Street is a bunch of crap. This 50 basis point cut, what they're doing is risking is risking the destruction of our economy to create a stock market rally to help Harris get elected. They're also doing it, as I said, to get access, to give the government access to money for the debt. Remember, it's $1 trillion a year in interest they're paying now. So this thing of how this is really great, how we got rate cuts at down 50 points, is just half a point is just nuts. It's just totally nuts. So, and again, when we get to a point where the election, let's say they keep rallying this market up to the election, and then all of a sudden, now remember, we're going to have a resurgence of inflation, because when you cut rates, you're creating inflation, because again, the dollar's going down, and that means oil prices go up, and oils and everything we have. So what's going to happen is, once, let's say, the election's done, and let's say she wins, now she's in the White House. Now, this whole rally on the other side, okay, the market's going up, but underneath the market, inflation's starting to go back up again. So we should be raising rates once she gets into the White House, if she gets into the White House, okay? But let's say she does. So we should be raising rates immediately when she gets in the White House. But they're not going to do that. Because if they raised rates immediately, once she got into the White House, everybody say, hey, this is a ruse, this is a fraud. You did this for the election. You cut rates so we would rally the market. And why do they do that? Because we've been educated. They've been taking parking space in our head. The fake business network, Federal Reserve, been taking parking space in our head for years, that rates, okay, low rates are a good thing, okay, and that the stock market tells us how strong the economy is. So if this market's going up, that means our economy is good. So, which is all BS. So now she's sitting there in the White House, inflation's going on. Instead of raising rates to fight the inflation they created now, because there's going to be a big resurgence in inflation by what they did, instead they're going to say, okay, let's see, now they got the first 100 days they got to get through now. So now what they're going to do is turn around and do QE. You're going to start hearing QE. That's right, QE they're going to start with. Because they can't say, okay, we got to raise rates to fight that inflation we created, because we cut the rates by half a point and to get the market to rally, and that created a lot of inflation, so we have a resurgence of inflation, so we better raise rates now. She's got that first 100 days, so they're going to start talking about QE. So during her first 100 days, everyone's going to be so excited. Now we're going back down to zero rates again. And it's going to seem like between now and, let's say, 6 months after the election, or 6 months after January 21st, everything's going to seem wonderful because rates are low again. No. So finally, let's say 6 months after, if she gets in office, and the inflation's really ugly, now they're going to have to raise rates, and then we're going to get correction as bad or worse than 2008. So this whole thing was done political. It was all about politics. Nobody cared about you or me. Nobody cared about risking our economy for a rally. They didn't care. Why do you think one day before he cut rates by 50 basis points, you have Elizabeth Warren and two other Democrats write him a letter saying, you got to cut rates by 75 basis points. Why? Because they want a rally. Because people think when the market's rallying, they're associating that with a good economy, which is totally wrong. See, the labor market is what tells us how the economy is doing. It's all about the labor market. The labor market identifies the real strength of the economy. What are you, nuts? Not the stock market. but people have been educated and brainwashed for the last 100 years is the stock market. Why? Because if the stock market's going up, the consumer have confidence and they go out and spend. Let me see if I got my spend cut here. Play my spend. Play, go ahead.
People are feeling flush in their accounts, spending more than our income coming in.
And then we had another one where Bush kept saying, spend, spend, spend. And that, I don't think I have that cut. Go ahead.
This work begins with keeping our economy growing, and I encourage you all to go shopping more.
So this is what it's always about. It's always about, let's cut rates. People think the economy's doing good because we're cutting rates, and look at the stock market's going up, so let's go spend. When the stock market goes up, consumer confidence goes up. It should be just the opposite. When the stock market's going up because of a rate cut, confidence should be down. The only time confidence should be up if the stock market's going up and rates are going up. That's right. When you have rates going up and the stock market going, you have one hell of an economy. So the big mistake is a strong stock market doesn't mean a strong economy. It's the labor market. And again, remember, when they make these rate cuts, it's always associated with inflation. And the labor market is what measures the strength of our economy. And the consumer, they just don't understand that. If they understood it, they wouldn't have. If they understood that the labor market is what you look at to measure the strength of the economy, they wouldn't have spent money like they had in the last 3.5 years. Their credit cards wouldn't be tapped out in the last 3.5 years because they would have realized they're going to start losing their jobs and they're going to start losing hours. But when the stock market goes up, everybody's happy, think the economy is good. No, that's when you've got to hunker down. That's when you don't spend, is when the stock market's going up. Just the opposite. So this 50-point, half a point cut is going to create a mess. More when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Again, you can join my gang free for 10 days. Just go to philsgang.com, where you're going to learn how to sell short, which you need in your toolbox, as well as how to buy stocks and go long. You're going to learn from us how to read the bond market, because the bond market is a wonderful tool. It tells the truth. It's the bond market that tells the truth, not the stock market. The bond market, once you learn how to read it, it'll tell you, okay, which stocks do I buy? Do I buy stocks that like high interest, or do I buy stocks that like low interest? The bond market's always correct. It's never wrong. But going back just for a moment here, I want you to understand that Powell, okay, cutting rates a half a point, it was insane. It's sacrificing the economy for a rally. And a 50-point rate cut is always reserved for a crisis, like in March 2020, COVID. If anyone does a 50-point rate cut, then they're not telling us something. Something's going on underneath this rate cut. Now, I know what it is. The market, the economy is in real, real bad shape. Because why? Because the labor market. Now, let me explain. If the economy was doing so good, like they're telling us, then why did Elizabeth Warren demand a 75-point rate cut? Why she demand that? Because she needs, and the Democrats need, or they think they need, Harris to win, and they want to rally the market, because they can't rally the market based on the track record they have, because they've destroyed the economy. Look at costs. We know that. Now, Warren knows, as I mentioned, the majority of folks really believe a strong stock market means a strong economy, because Wall Street, fake business networks, think we sit on the longest stupid bench, and they've been taking parking space in our heads forever, that it's the stock market that identifies if the economy is doing well. Stock market's going up, then go buy whatever you want, because you're going to be just fine, and you're going to keep your job for a long time. You're not going to get laid off, when it's just the opposite. When they cut rates to move the stock market up, that's when you know your hours are going to be cut back. But they don't want you to know that. It's the strong labor market that identifies real strength in the economy. But we don't have a strong labor market. We have a horrible strong labor market. I mean, why do you think they cut, or they put in fake 813,000 jobs? Would they do that if we had a strong labor market? No. The stock market right now is identifying we're in trouble. The economy is weak, real weak. And why do you think they're trying to get money, cheap money, to pay down on our interest of our national debt? We can't borrow money from Japan or China at reasonable rates. So that's another reason why they cut rates. And when they cut rates, it's bad enough just to cut rates a quarter point. That puts you automatically almost into a recession. To cut 50 basis points, that probably puts you into a depression. This is ridiculous. So, and again, as I say, the problem with these rate cuts, it causes yields to drop, and it causes the dollar to drop. And when you have a weak dollar, oil becomes more expensive. Oil is in everything we use. Inflation increases. Also the chance of recessions increase. So there's nothing good can come out of this 50-point rate cut. And even though people think they're going to, be able to go to the bank and take advantage of these low rates, sorry. Where do you go to the bank, or where do you try to finance a car, see if you're going to get a big deal? because the government's going to crowd us out, as I said a moment ago. So the labor market is what measures the strength of the economy. If the consumer knew that 3.5 years ago, starting January 2021, they wouldn't be in debt right now. Their credit cards wouldn't be tapped out. Their savings would not be gone. See, that's the bad thing about taking parking space in folks' heads, saying, hey, when we cut rates and the stock market goes up, look how great the economy is doing. When they cut rates and the stock market's going up, unless you're a trader, you can make a lot of money. And if you're just, again, making $60,000, $50,000 a year and you're supporting a family, you got to hunker down because it's telling you things aren't going to be good. See, that's what the labor market tells you. Hey, things aren't going to be good. So during the 3.5 years, everybody thought things were good, and they tapped out their credit cards, they tapped out their savings, they're in debt up to their yin-yang. That would have never happened. But yet, rate cuts caused stock market to rally. So all the spending that's been going on is nuts. And what we have under the surface is a hidden tax. When you cut rates and the stock market goes up because you cut rates, that means there's a hidden tax that you don't feel right away. It's called inflation, but you'll feel it at one point or another. So going back to the labor market, if it was so strong, why did they put in 813,000 fake jobs? It never clicked into people's minds. They just blew it off. That was serious. That means they were masking how fake. They're masking the economy, I should say. They were masking the economy, but they keep saying, no. Look at the stock market. Go spend. Look at the stock market. We're doing great. And people say, you know what? Let me think about this. How many times have you got in your car, go to the grocery store, you go out? Oh my God. Then you pay for your groceries. Then on the way home, you fill up your car. And then you're driving along and you hear the news. Good news out of Washington. Biden says inflation's coming down. And you're saying to yourself, what? I just went to the grocery store. I filled up my car with gas. I feel like I just had a financial enema. Well, that's why. Because remember about inflation's a funny thing. They don't tell you the truth about inflation. Inflation isn't about prices going up. That's not inflation. Prices is not the inflation. It's the rate in change, in other words, of how much that price is going up. That's inflation. So when you hear inflation is coming down, yes, inflation's coming down, but you don't feel it because the measure of inflation is the rate in change of prices. How fast are prices changing? So they're giving you, oh, look at prices are coming down. So inflation's coming. You should feel good. You go, what are you talking about? I just finished getting gasoline, buying groceries, and I got a financial enema out of it. Give me a break. It's because what they don't tell you is to measure inflation, to find out really what's going on, is the rate of change in those prices. And they're not changing fast enough. And think about this. Under Biden, under Harris, the majority of jobs, the majority of their jobs came from, or the majority of growth, I should say, of labor growth, okay, comes from part-time jobs and government jobs. So again, when they're saying how strong the labor market is, and they get out there and Biden and all say, look out what we did, look how many jobs we created. Well, wait a minute. The majority of the jobs you created, 40% of the jobs are standard government jobs you created that we have to pay for. When I get a check, you don't pay for my job, but I got to pay for your job. What the hell's that? If you're working at the post office, I got to pay for you. So 40% of the Biden-Harris jobs is the standard government job, post office, cop, so forth. 30% are in the health sector, healthcare sector. But wait a minute. All these healthcare jobs, we pay for them. Even though they're in the private sector, we pay for them because healthcare sector jobs are subsidized by taxpayers. So in essence, 70% of all jobs that Biden and Harris created are government jobs. And you wonder why they're cutting rates? They're trying to get the market to rally. So you look and you feel good. Say, oh, I got to get in here. And I can't. I better stay with this administration. Look how good they're doing. The market's going up. This is what they're trying to pull. And then, as I told you a moment ago, the national debt, they need cheap money. They're screwed. Japan, China, they're not going. They can't buy money from them anymore. That's over. So let me show you something here on my chart, though, just so you understand how the bond market works. At the end of the day, if you want to make money in the stock market, just block out all information and look at this right here. This is TLT. This is the bond market, 20-year bond. Now, you see when TLT is going down like this, that means the bond market's going down. The symbol's TLT. So the bond market's going down. It means yields are going up. So that means the stock market is going down. So you make sure you're shorting. And if you don't know how to short, it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible to make money in the stock market. That's why folks in 401ks at the end of time, why do you have to go get a part-time job? Why, when you retire, you have to still go work somewhere to make up the difference? Why? That's insane. You should not. You should make enough in your 401k. Once you retire, you get your 401k, you should have enough money to enjoy your golden years without going back to work. And that's what we do here. We help so many people who are stuck in that position. They retired. Now they got to go back and be a greeter, a Walgreens or something, or Walmart. We have so many clients that retire, and they say, my 401k isn't covering me. And I said, well, of course it's not going to cover you. It's a scam. Not only do you have about 32 hidden fees, but remember, they won't allow you when the market went down 2,000 points, when we had that blowout and went down 2,000 points, you're sitting there panicked as your 401k was going down. You should never be in that position. You should be able to make money as it goes down. But they don't allow you to make money in a 401k that's going down. You're not allowed to do that. Why? Because the brokerage companies make money. So the guy that's taking care of your 401k, the money's managing your 401k, when the market's going down, your 401k's getting killed, he's making money on your 401k going down. They're shorting. But see, they don't allow you to short it. Well, that's got to stop. That's got to stop. If you want to retire and not have to go back to work, then come to Phil's gang, and we'll show you how to do it. You can manage your own damn money. They're not doing you a favor in a 401k. So back to my yields here. A real basic is if you just followed, if you stopped listening to all the noise on these business stations, all of them, God, Kramer and the rest of them, here's all you need to know. When do I buy a stock? Well, you buy a stock when yields are going up. When the 20-year Treasury, TLT, look it up, symbol, when that's going up, yields are coming down and the stock market then starts going up. When all of a sudden you got TLT, the bond market's going down, now I know I better start taking my money out of the market. I better start taking my money out of the market because if the bond market's going down, TLT, that means yields are going up. That means the dollar's going up, and I'm screwed. You see, so if you only understood how the bond market signals and helps you, guides you, and it will teach you how that works. Just join my gang. So this rate cut, it's not here to help you or me.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.